What's going on back to the channel? This is ASA Studio channel for music producers and photographers. Here we are on Photoshop with another awesome tutorial. We are going to be retouching the photo of the model in the screen, the portrait. And I just want to show you some few simple steps you can take to take your photography editing to the next level. And this is going to be my workflow most of the time when I get this type of work from clients. So I downloaded this picture from Dati Studio, and you can get that also, but I can leave the link in the description below so you can follow along how we're going to edit it. So let's dive right into the tutorial. Now I noticed one thing, of which that is my first step to notice or to observe what is actually wrong with the photo, and I'm just going to fix that. I know with this I'm saying we're going to do some frequency separation, and also we are actually going to do some white balance and some enhancement of the highlights and the darks. And if you check on over our skin here, you see the right skin tones on our hands compared to the one on her face. So of course she did some makeup, but the yellow is just too much on the face, and what I want to achieve is just the melanin type of skin, not a yellow skin on the screen. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. Let's unlock the channel, and then I'm going to create a hue and saturation adjustment layer. And this time I'm not going to affect the O. I just want to remove the this color of our skin. I want it to be like this part of our hands, the skin tone. So I'm going to click on the master and go to the yellow. I'm going to drag the saturation down. Of course, that's too saturated. Let's leave it around there for the moment, and let's go up and go to the red, and same thing, desaturate the red. So you can see over here that it's actually the same, but right now it's just too desaturated. I'm going to go back to the yellow and increase it just a little bit. Of course, we can actually fix that later on. So this is actually okay and looking good. The reds also, let's go back to the reds and see. Let's bring it up just a little bit, and then let's leave that. So this is our before, which is too yellowish, and this is our after. So now I'm going to create a stamp visible layer so I can get the process. And this, I'm going to go to filter, camera raw filter. So let's make some enhancement in camera raw filter. So I'm going to wait till it loads up. So here we are on camera raw filter. The first thing I'm going to start with is the basic. Let's go to the white balance, zoom in on a high, and I'm going to use the white reflection on a iris as the white balance. So I've clicked it, and you can see the difference of before and after. Okay, so if I change it here to a short, you see that it's actually yellowish. And if I change here to custom, you see something, just little changes. All right, so now I'm going to go straight to the highlight, bring it up just a bit, and then go to the white, also bring it up just a bit, and that's going to enhance the two highlights we see just a bit again, like 10 or so. I'm going to bring up the blacks just because of this place. I want some details. So let's bring the blacks all the way up, and then we can see that for the shadows also just a little bit. Let's take it up just a bit, and you can see the difference. So now the photo is actually bright, and I'll give it some texture. Okay, so now this is looking okay. Now for if it is actually for those fair skin, I like using some nice tints, but this time around I'm going to drag the temperature back just a bit to give it a calm look, like the melanin skin. Because we take it up, we're actually taking back to where the photo is. So we'll take it just back a little bit, -7. That looks good to me. So I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to close the basic tunnel. Now let's go to the detail. I'm going to sharpen it just a bit, and that looks okay. I'm going to close that, go to color mixer, and this is where things going to get real okay, really stunning. All right, so now for the saturation, let's go to the orange and desaturate that just a bit. So we getting the black feel of the melanin skin. I'm just also going to decrease the yellows to make it more smoother. Let's see about the red, bringing it all the way. I think we decreased the red the other time. Okay, it was the, yes, the red. So let's take it back. What? So we have this one. And now I'm going to increase the blues just because I want more details on this part of our face and the lashes. So let's increase that and increase this one. Also with the aqua. Okay. All right, so now let's go to the hue. I want to try to correct the hue of the orange, and I'm going to take it all the way to, oh, sorry, that's too much. So let's take it to -1 or so, just a little, -1. Uh, this one also to this, and I think that is looking okay for now. For the lightness, I think this part is actually too bright, so let's look for where that is affecting. I think it's the yellow, then the orange, sorry, rather. Okay, so take it back, and now it's actually uniform. Let's see about the yellow, taking it up just a bit. Okay, so that's looking good. All right, so now to the calibration. I'm going to open the calibration, and this is what I'm trying to explain. If it is a fair skin, I like taking this forward and taking this backwards, but I'm going to do the opposite, taking this backwards and then taking this forward, just like so. We can extend it so we get the nice feel, and then I'm going to play with the grains to see where it's actually looking okay. So when we take it back, I think it gives the real feel. Take it forward, it gives this type of feel. Take it backward, it gives this type of feel. Let's look for a sweet spot for it. So I think this place is actually a sweet spot, and I'm going to leave it just right there. Yeah, +7 also is also good, but I don't like that, color. I'm going to leave it at just 10 or -8. Let's just leave it that. It's actually looking okay to me. All right, so now let's quickly toggle before and after, and you can see the correction we made, that it's actually okay compared to this one, which is this yellowish kind of feel. All right, so now let's go back up to basics, and let's enhance the exposure a little bit to make the photo brighter and our face brighter. Okay, so that looks good. Ooh, wow, so just a little bit of enhancement, and I think that is actually looking okay now. So we can come down a little bit and increase the vibrance of it. Okay, so click on OK. And so now Photoshop is actually going to make the photo look that way. Okay, so now we are almost done. And this time let's use the normal method, the hue and saturation method. And I know, let's compare the photo compared to this one, the skin tone of the lips is actually the same thing. I'm going to go to the hue and saturation, select the face, and this time around I want it to look more like the, let's extend this very well. I want it to look more like the down part of our skin. Okay, so take it up and let's see the spots we actually need. I'm going to drag this up and see the sweet spot. All right, so that's been selected. I'm not going to close it. I'm going to reset this one to 0, and I'm going to decrease the lightness. I just want it to blend, but that's not actually working right now, and I think it's the saturation. If that didn't work, okay. All right, so it's actually the saturation. Increase the saturation, and let's see before and after. So that actually worked, pretty well. So we can see before and then after. So let's go back, create one more exposure tool, and I'm going to increase the gamma just a bit just because of the background, and I'm going to close it, invert the mask, and let's paint with the brush to the background just like so. So that looks nice to me. Okay, so let's zoom in and let's see where I'm going to group this and create a stamp visible layer. Shift E. Okay, so for that being done, I'm going to grab the alien tool brush, which is this one. I'm going to increase the size, just a little of where we need. Instead of using frequency separation, I'm just going to do that, and it's going to actually fix those all for me and detecting those places. Alright, so I think that is okay for now, and you can use your normal frequency separation method. I'm going to click on this place, and we're actually done with that. Okay, so now let's load the 3D LUTs, 3D lookup table. Go to this place, 3D LUTs, and let's just load the melanin skin 3D LUTs, JSC melanin, and then boom, this is what we have. So this is the before without it, and this is the after. So if you feel like, oh, it's actually too much for me, I just like the way it blends everything together. Although you can do frequency separation, I think we need to do frequency separation. So let me quickly do frequency separation before I apply the LUT. So on this one, I'm going to create another layer and then name this one color, enter, and then this one texture. The frequency separation, and I'm just going to pause the video and do that. Alright, so I've done the frequency separation, so you can see before and after of the frequency separation. So I'm going to turn back the LUT, and we have this. I'm going to create a stamp visible layer, and Photoshop is going to merge the visible ones, and so we can do some comparison. I think the file is actually too big this time around. Let's group all these together and then turn it off. So let's see where we came from here to here, which is actually a great improvement on the photo. So we can go back to the hue color balance. Okay, let's use the color balance, and I'm going to make the blues, turn the photo more to the blues or the mid-tone, and I'm going to always decrease the reds. Oh, it's not actually working, so let's reset that. Let's take it up above and let's start. So like I said, I want to add some blues to the photo and maybe decrease the reds a little. Okay, let's go to the shadows, and this is just a little bit of color grading, and add some magenta to it. I'm gonna go to the highlight and let's put some red. Okay, and I think that should do. Okay, so taking it back on the blue part. Okay, let's add some blues. We have this, which is the best color grade I could ever think of. Okay, so if you want to create more saturation on the blue eyelash, that you can do with hue and saturation, but I think I'm going to leave the photo just the way it is. And I'm going to merge the two together. So merge layers, and we can see the before and then the after of it. If you feel like it's actually too exposed, you can put some gamma reduction just like so, and we can see that it's actually reduced a bit, but I think I just prefer the way it actually is. So let's do a quick comparison, this before and then this after. Okay, so let's change in lightness, so this before and then this after. So I'm just going to turn the gamma, and then we're good. So if you like the video and you feel like it's helpful, kindly share and kindly like the video. And if you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe. It helps the channel grow. To see you in our next video. This once again, this is ASA Studio.